Welcome to Sideline Sports, where we give you an up-close and personal look at the teams, coaches, and athletes that make up the Columbia Basin. Here's your host, Jeff Slakey.
This week on the show, EPHRATA and Moses Lake join together for unified basketball. A heart-pounding comeback takes overtime to complete, and Moses Lake Coyotes in midst of Winter Classic. The game of the week is Wenatchee Boys Swim versus Moses Lake.
This portion of Sideline Sports is being brought to you in part by
Cooley Cruisers, where all our food is freshly made from scratch. Stay warm and come dine in with us, because baby, it's cold outside. Moses Lake traveled to EPHRATA to partake in unified basketball, and it was a great experience for everyone involved.
Last night, EPHRATA hosted a special Olympic-sponsored event, Unified Basketball. Unified Basketball gives kids who wouldn't normally have the chance to play basketball an opportunity to compete. The community showed up and cheered on their athletes. Each school had two teams that competed in two tightly contested games. EPHRATA senior Gavin Allen has been part of the Unified Sports program for a few years now, and he loves being a part of them.
I love Unified Basketball, and I've really gotten to know a lot of the players and students that don't really get known in the school. I was one of the people that went down to a YMCA thing, and they kind of introduced us to this whole Unified Basketball and Special Olympics partnership and stuff like that. And so I kind of helped get it out to school with Unified Soccer first and then basketball. And then I really missed out getting it started but not playing, and so I switched over from normal basketball to Unified Basketball.
I'm Adam Chikoski for EISENHOWER Sports.
Sideline Sports is being brought to you in part by
Cheryl Konos Farmers Insurance is your local one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, and farm and ranch, Cheryl and Farmers are here for you. She'll work to put together a package that fits your needs no matter how big or small. She's right here in EPHRATA. Please stop by for a free quote at 858 Basin Street Southwest or call 509-754-2550.
Royal fell behind by a significant margin early. The second half became a non-stop thrill ride.
There were plenty of breathless moments when Royal hosted the number 2 seed in the SCAC East, the Keona Benton Bears. The Royal Knights fell behind by double digits in the first half, entering halftime down 27-17. The Knights came out in the second half on a warpath, scoring 15 unanswered points before the Bears finally scored again with less than a minute left in the third quarter. Royal opened the fourth quarter up 32-29. The Knights led by as much as 8 before the Bears roared back to life. A pair of late three-point shots forced an overtime with a 42-42 score. In overtime, the Bears struck first, scoring 4 points in their first 2 possessions. That was all the points they'd see in overtime. With about 12 seconds left, junior Sawyer Jenks let fly a three-point shot to take the lead. The ball didn't go in, but was rebounded by senior Isaac Ellis, who put the ball in the basket for what would become the game-winning shot.
Well, when he put it up, I was like, please go in. Like, it's a lot better to get a 3 than a 2, but then he missed, so I was like, I don't know, I was in position, I got the rebound, I put it up, and it went in, so I was just super happy for it, and I went in and just went and celebrated with my teammates. So.
Royal won 47-46 and has an undefeated conference record, and will next play tonight in Warden. Warden appears to have finally hit its stride after convincing wins over Keona Benton and Walook. I'm Adam Chikoski for EISENHOWER Sports.
This portion of Sideline Sports is being brought to you in part by
The local Moses Lake youth hockey team performed very well in the annual tournament, taking 3rd place in the tournament.
So far this weekend, there's been lots of intense hockey play, and there's still plenty more to come. The Moses Lake Youth Hockey Association is in the midst of hosting the Winter Classic, where 6 teams, including the local Moses Lake Coyotes, will play to see who's the best. Last night, the Moses Lake Coyotes lost to Everett 5-2, but made up for it in a big way when they crushed the Tacoma Rockets. After jumping up to an 8-0 lead in the first period, the Coyotes coasted to a 14-1 victory. Moses Lake will next compete against the Tri-City Americans this afternoon at 3:30 p.m. By the end of the day, the seeding for tomorrow will be determined. Follow our Facebook page, EISENHOWER News, to get updates on how the Coyotes are doing through the weekend. I'm Adam Chikoski for EISENHOWER Sports.
Score recaps in boys basketball: Davis over Moses Lake 68-60, EPHRATA over WAPATO 67-66, and Royal 57, Warden 32. In girls basketball, Kashmir 68, Okanagan 19. Moses Lake over Davis 48-26, and Warden beating College Place 59-41. In wrestling, Moses Lake over Othello 42-18. EPHRATA beats SELAH 48-31, and Prosser over Quincy 40-34. In the game of the week, it all comes down to this. Both Moses Lake and Wenatchee have stacked teams and multiple athletes who have qualified for state. No one in their paths have even slowed them down as they've swept through their schedules. Now the two premier programs will meet to decide who gets to be the Big Nine champs. Wenatchee has done it the past 2 years, but Moses Lake looks to dethrone them. Upcoming games in boys basketball: Warden at Connell, EPHRATA at Prosser, and Eastmont at Wenatchee. In girls basketball, Wenatchee at West Valley, Grandview takes on Othello, and Montesano at Kashmir. In wrestling, it's Moses Lake and Eastmont, Eisenhower at Wenatchee, and Othello at Prosser. This has been another presentation of Sideline Sports. I'm Jeff Slakey.